All right. All politicians are corrupt. Okay? One way or another, all politicians are corrupt. You can't choose to be on the left, which is Democrats, or the right, which is Republicans. You can't choose either side. You have to just be in the middle. And don't pick either one. Me, myself, I've never voted in my life. 36 years old, going on 37 in 3 months, 4 months. And I've never voted, and I never will. And I've lived in America my whole life, south of Chicago, Illinois. I live in a Democrat state, Democrat-run state, okay, a left-run state. Now listen to this. There's things on both sides I don't like. I could sit here and point out corruption on both sides. I don't. We're not going to sit here and argue that you know who's more corrupt. All right. Let's just act like they're both corrupt on the same level. For now, until you have to make a choice, because the truth is this, when it comes to if you're going to vote, if you're ever going to vote, or you're going to pick Democrat or Republican, well, you're going to have to pick left or right. And all you can do is pick which evil you want, because they're both evil. Both sides are evil. Neither one are actually good. Good. They're both evil. So you have to pick which evil you want. Which evil do you which evil are you more okay with today? Which side do you think is going to help what you believe more? But I want to say this. As I've watched over the past couple of years the news and the presidency change, and I've been here, let's say, Bush, Clinton, Obama, Bush again, and Trump, and Biden. So I've been here through 6 presidents now. That's how old I am. And I've watched them change, and over the years now, I've watched, the corruption on both sides, you know. But what I'm seeing today is kind of blowing my mind, because I know what it means to be extreme, right? Do you? Do you know what it means to be extreme? You ever seen like extreme sports, extreme fishing, just like extreme anything? You know what it's like to be extreme? Well, today, what I'm seeing is a lot of people on the left calling a lot of people on the right extremists. And actually, in the State of the Union address the other day, Joe Biden called half of America extremists. And then apologized and said, well, not everybody, just, the people basically who didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for anybody. Never have. Not Trump, not him, not Obama, not Bush, not Clinton, not nobody ever in my life. I wasn't allowed to vote for a certain part of my life, but once I was able to, I still never did, because I just don't believe in them. I don't believe they're ever going to do anything that is going to actually help our planet, our world. They can sit there and argue back and forth all they want in front of our faces about who's going to fix climate change and how they're going to do it, or how abortion should be handled, or how racial tensions should be, handled. Everything. They can sit there and argue in front of us, about that stuff all they want, but in the end, what's really being done about it all? In the end, and what's better for us as people, and what's better for our children, and we have to think about all that stuff. But I see a huge problem today in the left calling the right extremists, because what I'm seeing isn't that. And remember, I don't vote, nor do I care about neither side, but what I'm seeing is very visible. Okay? Are pigs still pigs? And monkeys still monkeys? Okay, is a pig still a pig? Is a horse still a horse? All right, well, if I put a pig in front of you and I put a horse in front of you, and I told you that the pig is a horse and the horse is a pig, would you argue with me? Would you say, no, that's not a pig, that's a horse, I can tell. Look at its snout, look at its little, two little claw things, look at its little small pink body, its little curly tail, that's a pig. That is not, horses are way bigger than that. And they've got big, weird, different shaped heads. Their tails are different. Their legs are different, longer. They're just way bigger. And they're horses. So how are you going to tell me today? This is what I'm trying. This is what people are saying on the news, everything. And but how are you going to tell me that a pig is a horse? You can't do that. I'm not that dumb. I know there's a lot of people out there who you probably could actually say, hey, this pig right here is a horse. And they might actually be dumb enough to sit there and say, well, it could be if it wanted to, identify as a horse. How do you know it doesn't identify as a horse? Okay, I'm not going to get into that. Let's cook some bacon and see which one is a pig and which one's a horse. Let's cook it up and see which one tastes like bacon. I bet you it's the little one that looks like a pig. But anyway, what I'm seeing today is insane. People are being called extremists that are not extremists. What is an extremist? Do you know what it is to terrorize somebody? Okay, well, if somebody came to your home and they were pounding on your door and they had a gun in their hand and they're telling you they're going to kill you once they get in there, they're going to end everything, that's terrorism. That is terrorizing somebody, right? Am I correct about that? I mean, I believe that's terrorism, and like intimidating people and just threatening them. And say you're going to work, right? Say you're going to work and somebody comes chasing you, hits your car with their car and runs you off the road and threatens to end your life and all this stuff, and you can't make it to work that day. They terrorized you so bad you couldn't even get to work. You couldn't work. You might have, been obviously scared for your life. That's terrorizing. And what I'm hearing out of people's mouths are right-wing conservatives, Republicans are terrorizing. They're extremists. But what I'm seeing is anytime a Republican or somebody tries to just speak somewhere, I see a bunch of left-wing people come and terrorize the event to the point of shutting it down with their extreme behavior. Like I said, I don't care about neither or, about Republicans, Democrats, left, right, but you're not going to tell me a pig is a horse. I'm watching the behavior of the people themselves. I watched Nancy Pelosi during the BLM protest for George Floyd, which, hey, I agree with that. Protest all you want. I 100% agree that that should have been an event that was protested about, and police need to change their behavior, and that was the right thing to do. But calling for people's deaths because of their skin color, calling for people to be harmed because they don't agree with what you say is an evil act in my eyes. And that is extreme behavior to me. And what I'm seeing with my eyes today is somebody who is definitely in the middle. Go through all my videos. You will not find political BS in any of my videos here. You'll find little squirrels, boats, I don't know, wood stuff, trees, flowers, the sky, clouds, time lapses. But you're not going to find a bunch of videos of the news and, stuff like that. So, because I don't give a shit. But what I'm seeing is, it's bothering me actually. What I'm seeing is not the truth. What I'm seeing is the truth, but what I'm being told isn't. I'm seeing on the news a lot about how Republicans are right-wing, conservative extremists, but I'm watching Democrats call for literal deaths and to harm people, and I mean all over the place. It's horrible behavior. Like, look at that protest in New Mexico University the other day. Who was the ones being violent? Who were the ones that were terrorizing people? Who were the extremists at that event? Be honest about it. If you were there, sitting there, listening to the person talk as a person, or just a normal person, or if you were just outside of the event and you knew about it and you didn't care about, like me, either side, and you were watching it unfold, who were the extremists at that event in New Mexico University? Who were the extremists? if you can actually be honest with yourself, this is the problem I believe with a lot of America right now, shit, probably a lot of the world. But as they can't even be honest with themselves, the event will unfold right in front of their face. They'll see the people, the violent ones, the evil ones, the ones terrorizing other people. They'll see them behaving in an evil manner and an extreme manner, but because they go along with like a narrative, they'll still say, well, the evil ones were inside. Good thing they stopped them. The evil ones that were just talking to a crowd of people, telling them, I don't even know what that event was about, but I mean, Mayor Lori Lightfoot here in Chicago, like I said, my state, Illinois, Democrat-run state, basically said if you are this color of skin, you're a bad person, and they're calling for civil war against a racial civil war. This is an insane world we live in today, and I am very, very, like, I think a lot, right? I think for myself, for sure. But what I'm seeing today is really messing up the way I think about everything, because there was one point in my life I never gave a crap about any of this stuff at all. Now this is bothering me because I'm actually watching like people lie. These people are saying to harm people, but they're calling the people they're harming extremists. An extremist is the one harming people. You have to understand that, and then you can't lie to yourself. You have to actually be honest, like I asked you. You were at the event in New Mexico. If you were there and you were watching that from the outside, and you didn't have a side to pick on either side, you didn't care whose side was like doing anything, but you watched it all unfold, you would definitely say, if you were being honest with anybody, that the extremists were the people outside trying to break the doors down, calling for death, calling to shut the place down, trying to harm people. You would definitely say them were the extremists. And if we told you, if you were a Democrat and we told you, look at these Republicans, look at their behavior, and you're like, oh yeah, that's how Republicans are, that's how they act, you'd be like, that's exactly what they do all the time. And then we told you, actually, them are Democrats, the Republicans are inside, and this is how it normally unfolds. You'd be like, oh, well, you did that just to trap me. You did that. And it's like, but okay, hold on. I'm right here. What do you mean I did that just to trap you? You're right. I did do that. This is actually a trap statement here because look at what you said. I said, hey, look at these Republicans. Look how they act. And you're like, yeah, that's how they act. And then I told you, actually, these are Democrats. And you have nothing to say about it. Nothing. You won't accept it. You won't accept the reality that the extremist people are on the left, not the right. And as somebody who's never voted, never going to, I can even see that. And it bothers me that there's so much lies and deceiving and call for harm. Nobody. If everybody truly wants equality, freedom, and peace, nobody should be calling for harm. Nobody should be calling for violence over a disagreement about anything. Nobody should be calling for violence if you were born with a skin color. Nobody should be calling for violence if you just don't agree with what somebody else says. No one should be calling for violence if you didn't vote for somebody. There should actually be more laws, and the laws need to be enforced. Instead, what are they doing? They're basically decriminalizing kidnapping here in Illinois. Go ahead, look it up. It's not decriminalizing, but officers, hold on, let's see. You can kidnap somebody, and as soon as you get thrown in jail, you get right back out with no bond. You do not have to bond out. They just let you right out of jail. Why? Because having a bond is discriminatory towards people of color. Because a lot of people of color can't bond out of jail. So now they have made these crimes has nothing to do. They should just make it to where, colored people and white people, both, all people, can bond out for certain crimes and not bond out. Like, I understand if they get caught with a little bit of weed, hey, don't make them bond out. He can't get out. He can't pay. I can't pay. Don't make us bond out. But kidnapping, you kidnap my child and you go to jail, you can get right out, and then the cops can't touch you for 48 hours, so you can go to Alaska or wherever you want, or go kidnap somebody else. That's not cool. But that's our world. It's raining. Gotta go and have a good day, everybody.